I'm second generation Albanian American. All four of my grandparents immigrated from Albania in the early 20th century. Not a day of my life when I've interacted with my parents or family has passed without some reference to being Albanian, whether it is the food my mother still continues to make, spinach pies and some of the lamb stews and the ethnic foods. They still attend the Albanian Cathedral in Boston, which is my church from growing up. And essentially through all the conversations I have with family, we talk about our common ancestors. The grandparents that came over here are the women and men that raised us. I learned a lot from my maternal grandmother's side about the background of coming together with her sisters. She had one brother as well, and they settled in the Southbridge area. I think having proficiency with English really made the experience, what it became. My grandparents always reinforced they were Albanian American. They wanted to be here and assimilate once they got here. So I think, again, as children, it was probably harder for them, but as adults, they certainly embraced being American citizens. They felt it important to assimilate in the American culture. When I ran for selectman, everyone that was helping me run wanted me to find that connection to the community because I wasn't born in Leonard Morris Hospital. From my perspective, I found it ironic that as we were recording votes of what everyone calls townies, people that care more about where you were born than what you're contributing to their government, I found it ironic that I was playing the immigrant card as a means of showing deep roots in the community. And today we have so much tension with people addressing or working with the immigrant community, and yet here I was in a small local town that was built by those immigrants. And yet today's debate seems to be, why are these people coming into my town? And I think we've lost our institutional memory of the fact that those people were your grandparents, those people were your great-grandparents. In most cultures today, I think we have a tendency to be biased against people that are staying together and not assimilating too quickly, but I think it's too convenient for us to forget the fact that it took 2 generations for people to assimilate. My maternal grandmother, the only thing she ever wanted for all of her grandchildren was to get educated because she insisted that the education would never be taken away. And I think that's a reflection of the volatility when she was growing up. I think the biggest challenge in bridging the cultural gaps with the immigrant populations, and I've started to look at it from a chamber perspective, is reaching out to the direct immigrants and first-generation folks in general. In the Framingham area, there's a dense population of Brazilians, but there are many other ethnicities that are here. And what I've found to be the common thread is it's difficult to reach the direct immigrant and first generations because of, I think, the same issues that affected my grandparents when they came over. It's a timing issue, not a specific culture issue. Supporting ESL is that first bridge. We've talked about the importance of language and cultural assimilation. You can't assimilate in a culture without understanding its languages, because if you don't understand language, you can't possibly understand the social norms, the cultural norms beyond those. So as a business, as an investor in ESL, you're investing in the entrepreneurs, you're investing in your future labor force. And again, it's a first step, but probably the most important step to bridging that cultural gap. I hope to see you on May 24th as we stand together with immigrants.